introducing our first panelist to talk about creating an Eventbrite event. But I'm not going to do that because he's not here. So I'm going to start talking about creating an Eventbrite event. Now, I'm not going to. I am going to tell you. You have to create an Eventbrite account. You cannot use Eventbrite without having an account. You need a user ID and a password. I'm not going to tell you how to do that. You guys know how to do that. You know how to go out to a site and create an account. What you need to know is.
And if you don't know, I put a link in the chat to a video telling you how to do that.
Thank you.
So,
thank you.
Created by Roberta a while back for another training.
So, what you need to know is, assuming you're not charging for your event, the use of Eventbrite is free. So you could manage hundreds of registrants and communicate with them and do dozens of meetings, and it's free as long as you're not charging. And we don't charge people to attend our Toastmaster meetings, so great. The other thing I want to mention is you can use Eventbrite to manage a single event, and it's very good at doing that. Or you can create or you could create a recurring meeting, and it will manage a recurring meeting okay, as long as the meeting doesn't change. You know, if the meeting is the same all the time, then it manages a recurring meeting okay. But let's say you want to change the theme of the meeting every meeting. A recurring meeting, not so good. So tonight we're going to focus on discrete events, single events. So if you're a club like Nerdmasters is an event-focused club. We meet once a month. Every meeting is, we handle it like an event. We are an event-focused club. If you're like my home club, we have an event maybe once a quarter. And so that meeting once a quarter, we manage on Eventbrite, and all the rest we don't. Does that make sense? So let's move into, I'm going to share my screen, and I have Eventbrite opened up. So I am now looking at, this is the district's Eventbrite account, which Nerdmasters uses. We could create our own, but Nerdmasters does a lot of service for the district. So for the time being, we are able to take advantage of the district's Nerdmasters account. And if you go over here to, come on, there's the menu. There it is. I wanted to show you, when you first log in, you're going to see you have to go over and say, show me my events, which is typically, you click here and you go down to show events. Anyway, here's all the events that are currently in the district account. There's a recurring meeting called Pink Synergy up in Alaska. You can ask Vicki about that club. There's the D32 Educational Committee. There's the Coach's Corner. We're not going to worry about that. Eventbrite Masterclass, the Improv Class, which is Laugh Lab Masters on April 14th, and an upcoming district council meeting. So that's all that's in here right now, all the upcoming ones. And before we do anything else, before we move into one of these, I want you to go up here. You see this little thing that says published? These are published events, meaning they've been created and released to the internet. You can create your event and leave it unpublished, and nobody will know about it until you actually publish it. Also useful, you can look at past events. For instance, we could go to Nerdmasters meetings back, every month for a year. We could go back and email to all the people who registered for those meetings if we wanted to, or download those lists. So everything we're going to show you that you can do with a published meeting, you can do with a past meeting. So I clicked on Eventbrite Masterclass. Oh, I'm in there. I shouldn't be showing this. I should be showing you how to create an event. That's what I should be showing you. I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted. So I'm going to create an event. I'll just Do it from scratch. And Roberta and James, if you want to jump in here, go ahead. So
Cool.
let's see.
Want
I'm going to create
next month's meeting?
Starry Little Nerds.
Starry Little Nerds, May 4th.
The organizer is Nerdmasters.
And that's a good note right there. When you have an account, you can have many different organizers with their own branding, their own separate stuff. So you can have like something for different organizations or different things like that. And it's really handy for this. If you're doing it for your own club, you might have only one organizer. But that's something to take note of to keep track of your organizer as well.
Yep. Now, one of the other things is rarely, if I'm going in to create a Nerdmasters meeting, rarely do I create it from scratch. I go to a past meeting and I copy it.
Mm-hmm. Saves a lot of
But
time.
we're going to create this one from scratch because we're teaching.
Yep.
So this is what type? It's a class training workshop. And I'm just going to do other. They don't have humor and they don't have nerd. So I'm just going to say class training workshop, other. Now, under here, under tags, we have up to 10 tags. So you certainly want to take advantage of this. Mm-hmm. There's the Toastmasters tag.
Toastmasters Online.
Nerdmasters. That's not actually okay, there it is.
Nerd is typically.
Nerd.
Yeah. I like doing public speaking and online event is a big one because Eventbrite uses a lot of in-person events as well. And so online events, but you need to do online _event.
Oh, yep. Thank you.
And also do D32, District 32.
Just help for, there it is, District, yep. That helps to kind of organize somebody's filtering by that, searching for that particular category. And if you have things particular, something like that, I would put Star Wars because it's Starry Little Nerds and it's May 4th. Actually, May the 4th. There it is.
Star Wars Day.
Yep. May the 4th, maybe. Is that May the 4th be with you? There's one event already on there with that. So if there's a few like for online events, a few for Toastmasters, and then a few that are unique to that particular event.
Right. And if you're a guest to Nerdmasters, when we realized that our meeting was on May the 4th,
there was no other option.
It's like, we have to do a meeting dedicated to space cadet, space opera, sci-fi,
Star Trek, all
that. Icebreakers.
Yep.
And so we're going to sign our members up and do that. This will be our third icebreaker meeting in a year. What, 2 years now? Almost 2 years.
Year and a half.
And they are always some of the most fun meetings.
They are so good. Yes. Anyway,
now scrolling down. Venue. Do you have a physical venue? Like my club, my home club, we are hybrid. So we actually have a physical venue, plus we do online. Now, in this case, we're just online, so I'm going to click online. And date, May the 4th.
Obviously.
7:30. Ends May the 4th at 9:30. Or whenever we can get James to stop talking. Yes. And the time zone is Los Angeles, so we're good. We can say, this is the basic information. I'm going to save and continue. Now, over here where my mouse is, this is the basic information. If I click this, it would go back to that page we just left. Then there's the details page, which is what we're on now. We can put in a JPEG, an image here. And we have not selected an image for this, so we'll probably do this later. Yep. But the image is, it's basically twice as long as it is tall, and 2160 pixels by 1080 pixels. I like going to Pixabay, which has a lot of free imagery, and I'll pick one and download it and use Paint to make sure it's the right size and shape, and then I'll pin it in there. And Starry Little Nerds.
Something to note when making that image, Roberta might cover stuff relevant to this during her promotions thing too, but just as a quick note, when you're creating that and you're putting text on it, make sure that it's full in from the margins, so that when you also post this event to Facebook, you'll still have all that text visible and it won't get cut off. So keep strong margins inside of that for your text. Is helpful when you're designing that cover image.
Thank you. Now I'm not good. I just have the title here, and then you have marketing description.
Yep.
If you write up marketing description for your event, hey, we're going to do a speaker event and we're going to have this guy come and talk about blah, blah, blah. This is where you put it right there. So you put all the marketing text in here. Now your formatting is kind of limited. You can bold, italicize, you can, number and bullet.
But you can add video and images, which is super powerful. Like if you want to record like a promo video of like, hey, here's what we're doing, and put it on YouTube, you can link to that here. And it's a really great way for get people to subscribe and join in. So that's where that would be where you put it.
Yep. Add video, add image, add text. So we're going to save that and move on. Mr. Timer, I did not put you in the front of my screen. Oh, there's the timer. Okay.
Yep. Highlighted.
What are we at, Mr. Timer, Time Lord?
10 minutes.
10 minutes. Okay.
Okay.
This page.
This is an important part.
Yeah. This screws people up here. The online event page. Because we selected online event, we come to this page. Now, I'm going to show you how I handle it. And James, you can tell me if you have handled it differently. Okay. I click on page settings. And I have to move that. I click on page settings and this pops up, this page setting thing. And I go over here and I turn off attendee event page disable. I basically disable it. It's enabled. This is disabled. And I apply it. And I do that because otherwise it will not let you move on unless you're going to add some video or audio or whatever, unless, it's going to want to make you add the Zoom information in here. And I do not like to link my Eventbrite and my Zoom. Yes, you can do it. And I've seen some people do it and do it smoothly. I've also seen people link them and it becomes a real nightmare. So I just for my own sanity, I like to keep them separate.
So alternative path. So here's part of the reasoning for why you have to turn it off, because if you don't put anything in there, it will not let you publish it otherwise. So you have to deal with this page one way or the other. So either you turn it off and then make sure you send out via email the information for joining so that they still get the information for joining. Or you also send the email with information for joining and you turn on and you click the share additional content section and you can add text, images, video, or links, which you can put the Zoom link directly in here. In fact, actually, Kyle, can I demonstrate real quick on yours? Cool. So I have control of Kyle's screen. So if you enable it there and you apply it and you go here and you hit add in text, you can go here and say, click here to join and then select it, hit here and put the Zoom link right here, right? You can also add in a link here and put the link title, join now, put the Zoom link right there, and so on. And this will be and you don't have to actually link in the Zoom necessarily, and you can do it this way. And this works alongside the emails and everything else. And the other thing about this is that when you have this enabled, it automatically sets up emails with links saying join here, and it'll direct you to this page, and it's another redundant way for people to get access to the meeting. And in my belief, the more possible ways people can access the join information, the better, because people always miss things all the time. And so redundancy is a good thing. So that's my strategy, how I do it. But I also understand the other direction. So either direction, send the info out via email as well.
We have a question, Rosanna. Where do you go, Kyle, for the main event images? Oh, never mind.
Pixabay, yep. And then Splash. Either
okay, no, James, where are you getting the Zoom link for the event? That's the question.
So you before you do all this, you go to your Zoom account and you schedule the Zoom event, and you grab the link from there, and then you put it in here. So there is a feature for integration between Eventbrite and Zoom where you create it here and then it links it to Zoom and creates it over there. I've never seen it work effectively. It causes all kinds of problems. So I create it on Zoom and then bring the link over to Eventbrite. So, yeah.
Yep. I agree.
Winetta, yes. All of the above.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
So we're on the page.
Yep.
We only
Your audio is
What-
breaking up slightly.
Now we have no sound from you, Kyle.
I am not
Well,
muted.
sound.
Are you
There we
not
go.
hearing me?
You are back now. You sound like you're
Okay.
gargling cyborg frogs.
Okay. So you need to create tickets for people to sign up for your meeting. Now, most of the time, you can just create one ticket, and you can set it to start now. But you might, for instance, my club I mentioned is hybrid. So we had an event 2 weeks ago. We had 2 tickets, one for anybody who's going to be in room, one for anybody who's going to join us online. With the district, they'll have trainings, and they'll have, are you an officer or are you something else? So we want to create a new ticket. Add ticket. Okay, I'm going to move this. It's free. I'm just going to leave the general admission, but you could change the title. Zoom, if you're Zoom Pro, that limits you to 100 people. So it's a good idea to limit the tickets to however many people Zoom will let you have. And price is free. And we're going to say today's the 6th, and it's currently 7:52. So I'm going to say this ticket's going to go live at 8 p.m. tonight. And of course, the meeting is on the 4th, and it starts at 7:30. So that's a good end time for the tickets. And we save. Now we've done every.
One note on the time for ending a ticket sales.
Yes.
If you have an online event page where people can get access to it at any point, it's really actually handy to have the ticket sales end after the meeting ends. So somebody can register partway through and get access right away and join in late if they need to.
Okay. I didn't know that.
It happens.
So here's our tickets, and I will go back and change that to end at 9:30, but I'll do it later. And if we click on next, it'll take us to the last screen here, which is the publish screen. It's basically hey, do you want to make this public? So if I go down here, where is the button? You can publish now or publish it on a schedule. There's something. What am I missing here? There's no publish button.
Finish setup.
Because the online event page. I deleted the extra bits, so we didn't re-enable it.
Oh,
this is a good demonstration of troubleshooting.
Yes.
Which is my speech later on.
Yeah. Right. So you have to go back to the online event page. We're going over time on this, I'm afraid. And I'm going to go back and I'm going to disable the online.
That's the quickest way to do it. Yep.
Like I like to do. And then I'll go back to publish. Leave, yes.
Did you hit the save button?
I hope I'm not going too fast.
I think you didn't hit the save button.
Okay.
You have to see that the key bit is that there needs to be a check mark on each of those little icons for it to let you publish it. So hit apply and then save.
Oh, the save button down there.
Yeah, because apply doesn't save as well.
Yeah.
Which is confusing, but yeah.
Yeah. No, I still don't see a check mark here.
I think you might have to navigate away for it to, because it's like not wanting you to not have an event page, so it's being difficult.
Oh,
now
but I have the publish button.
There it goes. Yep.
I have the publish button. So I can now publish this. There's one other thing I want to show you that I think is important. If I go up here and I click on Starry Little Nerds, I get that first screen where we that shows us where we first created this. So this is kind of the summary, the dashboard for this meeting. Ticket sales type, common reports, blah, blah, blah. You scroll down the bottom here. Here is the Eventbrite URL. If you clicked on that, you would go to the screen with the green button so you can register. But you see here it has edit. I can say, I can edit this starry little nerds and make it a friendlier URL. And as long as nobody else has a meeting out there that's currently active called Starry Little Nerds, it'll accept that URL.
Game over.